Welcome to Rope Break, a wrestling podcast. I'm elderly and pissed here with the one and only lyrical genius, Peter Wesley. Sir, how are you?
Man, I'm doing good, doing good. Not enjoying the weekend. Uh, this week what we a week away from a week post WrestleMania, a few
Yes, sir.
days post release Mania. Here we are.
Sir, yeah, it's a crazy one, but I'm glad your weekend is going good. But before we get into all the releases, I want to ask you. I've already wrote how I feel about it, but WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. What are the highlights? How do you feel? What's your grade for all this craziness that happened in WrestleMania?
Overall, I guess I give it a B.
Oh,
I'm not a strict teacher, man. I want to say C, maybe C plus, maybe. Night one, I'm gonna give the edge to night two, but I honestly thought both of them was about even. I think there was a couple things that stood out on night two to give it the edge, but overall, I think honestly it was about even to me. How would you
okay.
feel?
Like I said in the article, I mean, night 2, I would say out of 5, night 2 is a 2. I mean, night 1 is a 2, night 2 was a 4.
Wow.
I would say night 2 is, and just because I feel like it's WrestleMania and matches are supposed to matter.
Uh huh.
And Randy versus Cody was like 40 minutes with all that hoopla, and it was a very wasn't entertaining. I'm glad I am going to say this. I respect Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee for saying, "Hey, people ain't feeling this. We don't want to be a part of it." But the overall feeling of the night to me wasn't good. Night two, I felt like I shed a tear at the main event, so it automatically won me over.
Oh wow.
I shed a tear when Roman Reigns' music hit because it was the old school. I said, "Oh yeah, he's killing CM Punk tonight. That's head of the table. He's bringing me back to COVID Roman. He's going to kill him."
I think I gotta listen to these themes together because they all sound the same to me.
No, we going the one where he came back was a little bit more higher pitched, but the old school one is a little bit slower. It's less heroic. It's more like, "Oh, I'm just going to beat you to death. You're going to be unalived after this match because I don't care, and I don't care how it's going to be." So I knew, but with CM Punk, when he came out, I knew that the whole thing was special to him because he was crying when he was walking out to the ring, like he was crying.
That was an epic entrance right there.
It was. It literally was. So I was crying for him, crying because I knew Roman was going to win. So it was, and then they put on, other than that beginning spot when they slipped up, just like he did with Jay, and he stomped Jay in the back of the head. It was just, to me, it was the best thing on WrestleMania. The ladder match, Brock Lesnar, doing an impromptu saying, "Screw it, I'm going home." People messaged me like, "Did you cry when Brock?" Because they cried when Brock, and I cared, just because, Randy Orton is the only one left from the OVW days of WWE. But yeah, that's what I give it, man.
What was the opening on night one? I know we had the
Speed. It
triple
was
the
the
speed,
ISO
and what was
Speed
the other
and the
match?
Usos and Jacob and Drew.
Okay, I'll say for the first hour, I definitely would give the edge to night two. Yeah, night two was a better night. Sorry, so the ESPN hours and the main events was better on night two, but everything in between on both nights, I felt like was about even. The women's championship matches. What else they had going on?
Well, I
I
did
can't
hear that the
remember.
night 1 women's match was supposed to go longer,
Supposed to go
but
longer, but both of them was hurt.
both of them were banged up. Obviously, we could look at Liv's face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't think either was bad. I think that was a critique I have of generally all the matches except the main event to Mania, that they all ran a bit short. They was all really short. I think Stephanie and Liv, I was
Liv,
expecting to be a little bit more intense, a little bit more violent, and
yeah.
the ending. I didn't like the ending, man. I had some friends over. We was joking about that. Stephanie Vakir was supposed to be a vet.
Hmm.
She got three people out there. She takes them down, and then starts emoting in front of the, like, outside. What was that? That's a rookie mistake.
You know,
What was that?
you got distracted by Raquel, and then that's it.
That's the
You
stuff
got
like
taken
on the
care of.
video game that the computer does. Like that wasn't that was, I don't know. I
That was
didn't like that.
unnecessary. It didn't. I didn't. I'm gonna say this about both matches, both women's title matches. One move and you're done. One and done. Really, that's what happens. One finisher. That's all it takes.
What'd you think of Jade's one wing knee?
I didn't hate it. I know a lot of people hated it, but I
Oh,
mean,
really?
I saw hate like,
Oh,
oh,
man.
that Black B using the greatest wrestlers in all time
Mm.
move and all this stuff. I didn't see it from him, so that's the only person that matters.
He made a tweet about it,
Stupids.
and she
But I
responded. He
didn't
made a
see
tweet
hate.
saying, yeah,
Yeah,
he made a tweet saying he was cool with it, and
yeah.
she, and she appreciated it. I mean, I don't know.
They know each other.
I,
If she would have used the Cody cutter, if she would have used the super kick, which she did use a super kick, nobody got mad. Oh, Young Bucks call Sean, call Gentleman Chris Adams if you want to call somebody, because that's the man who created the super kick. Call the Z-Man, Tom Zink, all these other people. No. When she did it, I was like, oh, cool, One Winged Angel. Like, she's throwing everything that she learned from everybody. To me, I looked at it as she was paying respect to where she came from.
yeah, I mean, I didn't see the disrespect, and I didn't,
I don't see
I just
it.
didn't
I don't
expect
see
it.
anything. I didn't either. It popped me. I was like, One Winged Angel,
Yeah, yeah,
the week before MJF kicked out. So who cares, right? And it was from Kenny, so not from Jay. No, I didn't. I felt like it only took one Riptide to beat her. I didn't like that. Like, she should have kicked out, and then she's not on the show the next week. But overall, that's how I feel.
Was Randy on there?
No, he was not on SmackDown either.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So, but that's WrestleMania. But now let's get on to now that WrestleMania's passed. Let's get on. What do you think is going to be the future of the WWE? We got some call ups. We got some more call ups coming next week. Who do you? Where do you see it going? We have new champions almost everywhere. Nobody retained the belt, except Cody Rhodes.
Cody and Penta.
Cody and Penta were the only two. You're right. Cody and Penta were the only people that retained their titles, but we do have new people coming up like immediately. So how do you feel?
I'll say this: I wasn't a fan of how they handled return. WrestleMania after WrestleMania, we expect big debuts and stuff. Like I like Ethan Page is there. Wasn't let me try. I'm trying to word this carefully. I wasn't impressed with his debut, not by anything he did. I wasn't. I didn't have a problem with anything he did, just how he was presented. Like he just popped up on the screen, and then he had his match with Javon, which was cool. I have nothing against the match. I don't like the shenanigans happen after. Rusev comes out. He's beating up on Penta. I mean, he's beating up on Javon. And then Penta comes out. He's beating up on him. Ethan's there and he's assisting because he knocked Penta off. And I get it. He was kind of like the smart heel, but the spotlight was kind of shifting from him to Rusev, where it should have been handled like he should have, been teasing he wants the Intercontinental title. Like it should have been presenting him as a threat to the Intercontinental title. He just looks like a prospect that's kind of maybe interested in it. Like, that's what it is. And he was just kind of like, I'm standing out your way, Rusev. Like, but, I might want to shout at it. Maybe not. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that. Joe Hendry was just announced. He's having a concert on Raw. Like, what? I wasn't feeling that. Souls was cool, but I did like her debut. But who really had the dopest debut? JC Jane and Fatal Influence. That was, man, that's how you debut. They came in, beat up the whole tag division. That should have been enough. That wasn't enough. She had to come back, call out Rhea. Like they was not only we want the tag titles, we want everything. I like that.
We got Laney Reed and Fallon Henley going for the tags. We got JC Jane going for the main title. Which this has obviously pushed Jade back even further than what she was before.
I think that can lead. What I'm saying? When I seen that, I thought that's gonna lead to a shakeup and Jade maybe going to Raw. A lot of people
let's talk to hello, y'all.
Like I had some friends that was thinking, pro Jade, and I get it. But and they was thinking like, oh, she's just gonna win this. My thought when they had her presented as a challenger, I thought the whole idea was to post WrestleMania SmackDown division and had it wrapped up with people chasing after Rhea for the belt. That's just how I seen it already.
I didn't see it that way.
Oh,
there you go. I didn't see it that way at all. I knew it would happen, but I didn't want it to happen that way. Let's say it like that. I feel like they buried B-Fab, Meechin, and Jade Cargill by making her take an L. But then you're gonna boost up in the next week. You're gonna make Fatal Influence look like they are a complete unit and the baddest, toughest chicks in the world.
Yeah.
I don't like, and when I think the other three look tougher than that three to me, just in general.
Yeah.
That's what they like.
The personality-wise, I would say JC and Rhea complement each other more. Rhea and Jay ain't two people I'd pair up especially like having promos and stuff. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but just I wouldn't do it the way they did it. I'll say that.
I don't know. I wouldn't say. I don't know.
Come
Casey
on, we
did
had them
good. She had
promos
a.
talking about who was tougher than each other. It was weird, man. Come
It
on,
was too.
you
It
know.
was too. It was Triple H was on it. It was two muscle women. He was over there like, if Johnny was here, it would be perfect.
And maybe
You know.
so. It felt like, all right, I seen what y'all was talking about online. We ain't doing it. We're gonna tone this down a little bit. That's what it felt like.
I guess. Shaw, speak, man. We want to hear from you, boss. I paid for this for the premium version of this app, sir. That's the reason we're here today.
So
Well, I wanted to hear what did you think of WrestleMania? Well, we want to. Then we're going to go into these budget cuts, man, and after these horrible
WrestleMania
leads.
was
Wow.
Who's climax? What's going on? He sounded like Joker in the Dark Knight, you know, and he had
so
the
I was
tape
happy with
footage
Jade
where he's like
Cargill.
threatening.
I had
Stop
a
it.
match with Rusev. I actually
Stop
got a Mania match. Oh my god!
We'll
Night
never
2 had
find out
so
what he
many
thought. I don't
highlights.
know.
I mean, I think he. I think.
Terrible.
Well, I think what he was
It's
getting
horrible.
at is night one
Not
was okay, and night two was better. I think the FTKO will continue for a little while, but hopefully people can stop booing Triple H because now he doesn't do anything too much. He doesn't have anything to say. He's the face, the front man can get stabbed multiple times, so that's it. But anyway, so JC Jane's, I want to say this about what we were talking about earlier. JC Jane got like Dominic Mysterio heat. Okay.
And why? Why was that? Was it because of the earlier run-in? Was that what it was about?
I just think people don't like JC Jane. I've heard so many people, and I don't feel this way, but I've heard so many people say that JC Jane is a mud duck and they don't know why she works there.
So I mean, she's not ugly. She's got a weird little face. Not but like kind of like. Have you ever seen like a couple and they'll joke on each other and make fun of each other's nose or something? Like it's like
Yeah.
that. It's not like it'll get away from me, but it's like I might roast you a bit.
She has a pronounced nose, but so did Triple
Yeah,
H.
yeah. You see what
So
I'm
did
saying?
Rich.
Like I don't think it would stop me from like a nose like it wouldn't stop me from dating a girl. I'll say that, but I
And
might make a joke or two.
Let's talk about Ric Flair. I mean, Ric Flair doesn't have he had a messed up nose. He had messed up teeth. He was still the nature boy.
Because he had money.
Plus he had money. Woo. He still thinks he's a nature boy, no matter how drunk he is. But yeah, it is. I mean, JC Jane had mega heat. I mean, I don't think Lainey Reed looks like she's like 16, and Fallon Henley looks like she's a knockoff Mandy Rose. My opinion. And I mean, to me, yeah,
I heard.
It's fine. It's fine. They got mega heat, and I'm okay with that. I didn't like that we didn't see anything from the baddies or the takeover or whatever Jade Rupert's name is.
You might not. Jay
And we
might
didn't
pop up without him.
I mean, they might be let go next week, but
Oh,
no,
come on.
who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm gonna say this: that the releases were very melanated, brother.
Were they?
They were very melanated.
Apollo's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Who else?
Apollo. Let me bring the list up here, but I mean, we had
There
Apollo.
was a lot of people.
We had Kari. Kari got some melanin. She's not Caucasian.
Okay, I got you.
But Kari was not released. Let's also get that clear.
Yeah, I found out it was a contract just ended.
So she might come back. We had Zoe Stark. A little bit of melanin. A little dark.
What? What do you
A little
mean?
dark. Zoe Stark's a little dark.
She mixed?
She's mixed with something, but no, not black and white. Hold on.
Okay.
We had
maybe Amazon or something.
Yeah, she could be. We got Tyra May Steele. They
You
let Tyra
are
May
right.
Steele go.
You know what? There ain't been enough discourse about that one, man. I know I talked to you. I'm like, how do you be a gold Olympic medalist in wrestling and then get fired from a wrestling company? That just sounds crazy. But you point out, it ain't even.
Gable Stevenson, look at him.
That was the crowd was begging for him to get fired though.
Shaw, dude, let's continue about your WrestleMania, boss. You were talking about it.
Yeah, you just telling us how we had 24 hours to reveal who the Batman was.
Okay, Shaheed B. Nurrideen, everyone. Shaheed B. Nurrideen. He is the man. But no, brother, I mean, I think wow. So, but I mean, we got the people, we got Kari, but I think Kari will be back.
Think so? I know it.
I
believe she's one person that Kenny Omega specifically named as somebody he won over at AEW.
She'd be good in AEW.
Oh, she'd be great.
She'd be great in AEW. We have Isla Dawn. I mean, not Isla Dawn. Alba Fire. Kaylee Ray. He's gone again. But Kaylee Ray. Like, that's somebody I know that could go, but,
Oh,
yeah.
Kaylee Ray, the girl Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm not mixing up. The girl used to be AEW?
No. Kaylee Ray that was in
Or is that
that was
Kylie
in,
Ray?
that's Kylie Ray. Kaylee Ray
Okay.
was
But she's
it
released
was
too, isn't she?
yeah. Well,
Well,
one got pregnant, so she had to go again.
yeah.
They're not letting
She
these
never
pregnant
gonna have a
people.
full-time job in wrestling.
Hey, I don't think I think Bianca Belair's career is over. Just to be honest with
You think so? But Bianca Belair is a
you. Yeah, you
kind
back
of.
in.
Yeah, now you are. First minute, you just an all-black thing.
You've made that abundantly clear. That's a strong statement. I don't know about that. I think they'll still sell as long as they lower these ticket prices.
That statement you just said just proves that it is about ticket sales.
The motive is going to always be to make money. I think that's in any wrestling companies, except a.
My point is, I was just saying the ticket price being lower would have more of an impact on sales than the storylines. Just off you saying, "Oh, WWE's my favorite company," so they already know they can just give you crap. You gonna take it, but like if they give you crap at too much of a higher price, you're not gonna take it.
So if WWE bapes you, because we can't use the real word, but if WWE bapes you, you feel like you're just going to take it because that's the only way you're going to get it. So your favorite, then you just come in and stick a metal pipe in your buttocks and you'll be okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, WWE's in town. Okay, cool, we coming. You gonna come because WWE's in town. You're like, WWE's in town. Oh man, it's just crazy storyline going on. We have to go. No, just WWE's in town.
Also, we all know in a few weeks WWE will be in our state. Shaheed just left again, but anyway,
Pass on that.
So you will not be going to SmackDown
In Lexington. No, I have gone. I'll take it. I did go to SmackDown in Lexington when the Usos turned on Roman. That was actually pretty cool. I might be one of my favorites. But no, man. The way things been going, I just gotta focus when they come to Louisville.
I know I didn't go to this last Louisville one. There really wasn't nobody I wanted to see, just to be honest. But this Lexington one, just depending on how SmackDown goes, I might. And and if what we discussed on before this is a factual statement, we'll see what goes on. Somebody will say something, probably me, but I'll say something eventually in the chat when it gets closer to the show. But it looks like Shah has disappeared again. When he comes back, I will let him in again. But speaking of letting in, they let out Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six.
I think it was doomed from the start, to be all the way real with you. I felt like it was such a lot of work put into the debut appearance, and that was it. I don't know. I really feel like this was a nostalgia thing. Not nostalgia, but like it was too
tribute. It was a tribute act.
Yeah, you go. It was to capitalize off that Bray Wyatt documentary that spoke a lot more hype into Bray Wyatt, got people talking. I think around that time they put out more merch, and then they hinted to oh, me and Bo was gonna do this when came back we had all these plans, and then you got Wyatt Six that came. It's one of those ideas that like would work. Like you would have to kind of like remember like Undertaker in the '90s when they had to go find opponents for him. You would have had to write things for them. You couldn't have just write them into the show. You would have had to have some qualifiable opponents for them, and they didn't. They just threw him over to SmackDown, had him mess with Solo and his crew, and then I guess they had that blow off match, which is crazy because when we talk about releases, usually you release when you're not doing nothing. They just did something right the night before WrestleMania. They had that, I guess you can say, a blow off match with the MFTs. Like they worked that, so that's a even more scary thing when it comes to releases now, because usually you're releasing people you're not even using. We talking about people that was just working last week.
Very true. I feel like them, Aleister Black, especially. And Zelina, especially considering that we heard that Aleister Black was the original idea to use instead of Pat McAfee in the
main
event with
event.
Randy Orton.
What are we
and Cody
doing?
Rhodes. And then you let him and Zelina go almost a day before the year of his return. A day before the year of him working there. So I didn't like that at all. That made me upset. Like we said, Kari made no sense whatsoever.
They had been teasing a turn for Kari turning on Oscar for over a year now. No payoff. Whatever.
Now I know everybody's kind of excited for the Apollo Crews being let go because him on the Indies was something special, and him in WWE was him in WWE.
But And while I'm sure you can get some nice things out of him on the Indies, I will say WWE kind of just robbed him of some of his best years.
I was thinking that as well. He was there for 12 years, and he's 40 now, and
Is
all
he?
through his
Damn.
so his late 20s and all of his 30s were in the WWE between NXT and Raw and SmackDown. So I feel like, I mean, granted, I heard some people say you don't really hit the thrive as a WWE super as a wrestler until you're 40, but his style of wrestling to
Right.
me
Yeah.
is not a 40-year-old style of wrestling. Like he doesn't
Like
wrestle
them
like
standing moonsaults and stuff, he won't be
yeah.
able to can do that forever. But with that said, he's a big dude. He can just adjust his style to just working more of like a big man.
That's true.
But
But does he stand out just being a big black man, especially if he goes to AEW?
maybe in TNA.
I mean, I feel like TNA is where Aleister Black is going to end up. That's where Zelina Vega is going to end up because I think he burnt his bridge in AEW.
He talks, he makes it sound like there was no bad issues with him and
Him talking, but to me, him saying that shit all the time doesn't mean the boys want you back.
You're
The
right,
boys
you're
don't have
right.
to. Hey, what's up, Bodice? But the boys don't have to want you back. I don't think the boys want him back.
What's
They're
up?
just talking about Aleister Black, or Tommy End, or Malachi Black. Do you see him? I think he's probably going to have to go to TNA because I think he burnt his bridge in AEW. But Peter says maybe not.
I mean, we'll see. I'm just going based off how he talked. He talks like he didn't. I want to say, it might have been Max Caster or somebody
Matt
said
we don't want him.
Yeah. So
MJF retweeted it, and
he did.
a couple other people retweeted it.
But see, when MJF does stuff, I don't know if he be in character or not. So that's why I didn't even acknowledge it.
Swerve retweeted it as well.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's wanted. I
All
don't think
right,
he's wanted there.
that's a good 3 people.
All we need is Ricochet to say we don't need you, then it's over.
Good. Well, all right, maybe it is TNA.
She'll take who? Zelina?
She going with him.
I think they need to both go to TNA. She has lineage in TNA. I know you hate TNA, Shaheed. I mean, it was TNA, and how you gonna utilize her when you got like ODB and Gail Kim on the roster? Who is she compared to them? And that's not saying I don't like her, but compared to those two women in their prime, who is she?
She's the strongest as a manager, to be all real with you. Manager, then, he'll manager, when the opponent's out in the ring, she can run in, do a little moonsault or something. I manager.
She Selena.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, she was great with Andrade.
But we just don't see her. She's not the greatest wrestler in the world, but she's definitely a good talker and she can take good spots. She can do good spots in a match.
See what I'm saying? Like, yeah, great manager. Let her run in a match, like, for as a heel, do a little spot, keep it at that. But a full on match with her, it's whatever.
She's too little to do full on matches. She's not as crisp as Roxanne Perez, who is also small. But Roxanne's a little more crisp than she is.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing against her, pursuing a career as a wrestler, but don't give up the managing. I think maybe I should say it like that.
Oh, I think her and Aleister Black were money because he gave her a little bit more. She gave him a little bit more personality than what he had.
She did.
She can run in and say some mystic stuff, but I also feel that they were Karrion Kross and Scarlett. They had the same character.
See, that was the only thing that was hurting them, the instant comparisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same storyline.
But I mean, hey man, they just working with the cards they was given. They just, they just doing. Yeah, that's why I don't blame them for that.
Maybe
that was
they'll
just the
have a
place
run
they
in
got
on the
stuck in.
Indies. I would
No, I
love to
would
see
like
that
to see
run in
that.
on the
I like to see a mixed tag match with them. I like that. Yeah, that makes some money.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at Shotzi being the new indie god, taking Matt Cardona's spot on the indies. And then we have all these things, but hopefully Kari, Tower may still. I see her going to Real American Freestyle. Just to be honest with you,
With maybe appearance on the slap competition.
she's not gonna do what your baby Hollywood Haley J would do. We still love you, Hollywood Haley J, here in Louisville, Kentucky, baby.
That's the only reason why I don't think she should be doing it. That's the only reason. Just thinking of everybody else. Like, that's ridiculous. You're too small to be doing that.
No, I mean she got some wins under her belt. She slapped some people.
She did.
She probably got a little CTE. We'll know when she's dead.
Them L's are brutal. I respect her though. Like, she handled it like she took an L on the chin like it was nothing. She was proud of it. She wasn't ashamed of admitting that. Like, she made jokes of it on her online. But man, think about your health. That is.
I don't know. I'm a fan of slap fighting, but if she's making. I mean, I told you, brother, I wanted to do it. I just couldn't find nobody to practice with. Nobody wanted to get hit.
So I mean, we now in the era where you can sign up and and take part in one of them competitions if you want.
I mean, they don't usually come here. I'm not traveling for it. I
No,
don't
you're
know
not
if
gonna
I'm going to be
travel.
good at it.
Come on,
I'm
man,
not
take
gonna
that
travel.
trip. Take that trip.
No,
Slap somebody.
the next trip I'm going to take is the next trip I'm going to take is actually to Chicago to go see Pokemon.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
you
next
told me about that. Yeah.
but the next wrestling trip that I might go see will be to go to the Hogan's Beach Shop down in Tennessee.
Okay.
So, we got to get more Hogan gear, brother. I don't have enough. I only got like a beanie. I got on a Randy Savage t-shirt. I was in the Mega Powers today, bro. Really? The drink?
Where's this
I
at?
love Surge.
Where's this at?
Where is it? Shut up. Well, our viewers have canceled each and every one of us at different times in our
It is what it
podcasting.
is.
So maybe we can see Surge, but I love Surge. It was one of my favorite drinks. Bam Bam Bigelow was in the commercial.
Was he?
Yes, he was. So, we got to love Bam Bam Bigelow and Hulk Hogan, who was the real star of both nights of WrestleMania. So put some respect on his name.
Nah.
Wow.
I encourage
Strong
you.
statement.
Inspirational.
That was inspirational. I give it to you, boss. I mean, I think those people will be fine if they want to continue wrestling. I don't think all of them will continue. I think this will be the end of their road. Like I said, I think Tyra May still will quit and go back to what she knows, and that's just dropping people on their heads in real life. Because she is a happy person. She's a smiley black woman. They don't want to see that in wrestling. They want you to be either ghetto.
But sometimes you gotta know your cards, and like it's one thing like people don't give enough credit to Paul Heyman for, like just knowing instead of trying to mold somebody, just know, all right, she's a happy-go-lucky person that can wrestle. Let's work with that. Let's make a storyline. Let's make a character around that. She's a nice girl, but when that bell rings, she's gonna twist you up. That's not hard to work with. She really can do it. Like, why trying to make her something that she's not? That's stupid and it's not gonna work. She's a cornball. Like, she is corny. Like, trying to make
She
her
admitted that
badass
herself,
or
yes.
did she?
That was actually Undertaker's
and
big issue with her. He was like, "Why are you happy?" And
I've seen one of those things where they got on her about smiling or some stupid
smiling,
shit.
yeah. And she was like,
I hate
happy.
that show, dog. I hate that show so much.
I don't like it either. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of LFG and I'm like, man, this is trash. Can't watch this. LFG and Unreal make me not want to watch wrestling.
I can see that. I can. I don't give Unreal a chance only because I try to watch the first season and everybody talks. I didn't understand. Like, I felt like as an audience, I was supposed to be somebody who just
didn't watch wrestling.
Didn't watch wrestling, and I'm just skimming through Netflix, and I landed on this. And he's like, "Hi, my name's Cody Rhodes. My real name's Cody Runnels. I'm the what the fuck are we doing, dog? Like, what is this? I don't like it. I don't." And then also through the '90s, through 2000s, you marks think you know everything, and then you do this thing. He's like, "Let me show you everything."
Think you know everything? I'm going to show you everything. But then, and it also alienated the boys because they was like, we didn't know why the camera was there. They don't even.
Yeah.
And then you got the wrestler shit and feeling uncomfortable, and I don't think that's okay. The LA Knight situation, I think that sticks out the most.
I was listening to Cody and Liv on Cody's pod, and he's talking about when they did the one of the Saudi Arabia things, the one with the big, when they won the big rings and all that.
And they both won the belts, yeah.
He said they was riding off in one of those like golf carts. He said, he's like, I didn't really say much to you because they got cameras around. You don't know what they filming for these days. The fact that like there's just cameras around and you don't know if it's for Unreal, you don't know if it's for Instagram, you don't know what's going on. You can't even you don't know if you need to be in character. That's pressure that I don't want. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it takes so much of it, makes it a job 24 hours a day. Like, even when you're at work, you know, as soon as you wake up, if there's a camera there, I'm at work. I'm at work right now. I'm at work, I don't know if it's a work or if it's a shoot, but I'm at work. So I'm just going to make like it's a work regardless or not. So that might take a little bit of the fun. It might make out of the sport, at least for me. But I do want to ask you
and your
this
buddy
question.
faces and heels, and then the cameras around. You got to move away.
You over here, you want to give him a hug, and then you're like, I can't hug you, cuz. The camera just. But my wife did, bro. We can't talk about that right now. When we go to the hotel room and lock the door, we can talk about that. when we
That's
get,
ridiculous.
it's very awkward. If one day we just saw, and no, I don't mean this, people. Brandy Rhodes gets shot 3 times, but he's in a feud with Cody. Cody's in a feud with Randy. He's like, Randy, can't have it right now, Cody. RKO.
I do want to mention this on SmackDown. The SmackDown right before Mania, Randy goes, and Randy, he's like, and Cody, you're gonna find out the 3 most devastating letters in WWE. I honestly thought he was about to say TKO.
I thought so too. I was like, that would have made more sense. Because that's what it is. And now, but I feel like WWE. So speaking of Cody, you know who I think Cody's going to be feuding with if it's not Randy? Because I
Who's
obviously
that?
think Randy might be Ricky Saints.
So, all right. So, my thing about that is Carmelo kind of did something like that when he first came. If you remember,
Yeah,
and he got a match. I just
they
think
had that
sometimes
botch
they
spot
had the
and when they
botch
both
in it.
jumped
Yeah,
in the middle and just hit each other, and I was like, well, we don't know what that was.
I think didn't Carmelo like get a concussion, or they was worried that he might
Yeah,
have?
they were worried
Yeah,
that they both gave each because they heads collided, the back of their heads hit each other.
yeah. Um, I think it's just a worried about sometimes with those situations when, like, if Ricky was to go challenge for it, it could be a nice introduction for him. But sometimes when you debut in that spot and there's already somebody like a Randy, like we know a Randy return is inevitable, that could easily just toss Ricky to the side. You get what I'm saying? It's like where it's like a
Figuratively,
yeah,
Ricky
like
sucked to
so
say.
that so I with that like it'd be cool, but they just got to be careful about it. Like it kind of shows whether or not if they really got plans for him or if they just about to just here toss you and let's see if we like you and then forget about you because we got Randy coming back to challenge for the title. That's my only concern. But I mean, hopefully, he comes in and does a killer promo and people like him and and they run with it. Hopefully that and he gets impressive
Because
with a.
it's going to be him versus Carmelo. We're just going to have some. That's the only way. That's the only 2 people I really see him going against.
That's the only person on SmackDown I'm concerned about, man. I'm concerned about Carmelo, man. We need to get the stock back up. I don't know if we need a character change. I don't know what we need to do, but the disrespect was strong, man. And I just want to see him rebuild, man. I really like Carmelo, man.
Will Melo turn heel to go against Trick?
He could, but I don't think that'd help him. Kind of like Sammy in there with Trick. People like you too much. And like I mean, I guess it would get him heat in that, but I don't know what that he continue outside. Like I don't know. I don't know what to do with him. You know what? I'd send him to Raw maybe. Maybe I do that. Give him something new.
I think we need a draft. Just to be honest, there's some people that need to be other places. Obviously, the Street Profits came back. One of those Fords. The Ford family needs to work since the other one cannot. And her, like I said, her career is over. I think Naomi's career is over. They both have geriatric pregnancies. So I know Jimmy and Montez need to just become a tag team and be
They're not
called
that old,
Macho.
are they? Well, I mean, Naomi might be a little bit up there for a pregnancy. Bianca, she's
I
still like
mean,
in her 20s, ain't she?
36.
Okay. God, she's the same age
So
as me.
he's like, oh yeah. I was like, no.
Never mind.
I saw something that they were like, out of all the top girls in WWE, the youngest is Paige.
Seen something about that, which
So,
it's just like, damn, like she had been super young when she got in the game.
she was 18
And I
when
guess,
she
and
got
that does
signed by
influence like one of
WWE.
the reasons why Rock wanted to make a movie with her. But I guess I didn't take it that much serious because I was like in my 20s around that time. So like, young, all right, whatever. But now I'm looking at it like, man, she's only 33. She debuted WWE a long time ago. Like, it's
Yeah,
just like, all right.
that's a veteran. Yeah, that's a veteran, but still a young woman. So I mean, if we look at that, I don't know, but I mean, I think, but back to the subject at hand, I think they need to shake up something like that. Some people need to be moved around. There's some people that I want to see do better. I don't see them doing better this year.
Who's that?
Javon Evans, I want him to be an Intercontinental Champion.
You don't think he's gonna do better this year?
Not this year. I don't see him being a champion this year. Maybe a tag team champion. They'll put
I
him
will
with
say
some.
he needs to be aware of like the MVP and what's your boy that was in the cruiserweight division?
Cedric.
Nah, Perkins.
Oh, TJP.
TJP, he needs to study them. The 6'7" stuff is slowly dying. And there was a point where MVP was saying balling after people did not find that cool no more and they thought he was lame. You seen how they turned on TJB and said the stuff he was doing was corny.
Oh,
You're
when he
gonna
was
have to
dabbing.
slowly. Yeah. Actually, sooner than later, just move because you don't need it. You was hiding NXT before the whole 6-7 stuff. You don't need it. But I just been noticing he didn't have like 3 or 4 shirts that got 6-7 on it. It's like, all right, man. Before you know how fickle people can be. Before they turn on you for something like silly as that, just get that off your merch. Stop doing the stuff in the ring. You got other things you can do that you do. So
I think he's one of the best when it comes to in-ring stuff. He's fluent.
Oh,
He's a good
definitely,
wrestler.
definitely.
When he can talk, he's not big, but he's not little. Like, 'cause he's a tall dude. Like,
Right.
it's like if you became a professional wrestler. You're not like super big, but you're tall, so it works.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So what I'm saying. So I feel like he can still work with anybody. He can always come from. He can be the baby face, the underdog baby face coming from behind, have to do a super flip off of you and do something like that. But I honestly feel like they're positioning Ethan Page to be Intercontinental Champion before Javon Evans.
They did a horrible job of establishing that.
Yes and no. I mean, I feel like it would be a fatal 4-way match and all the work would be done by Rusev, and then he throws
Jameson
Rusev
sneaking
out.
in.
Yeah, and then he just
I
pins
would like
Penta
that.
or Javon.
I would like that. I like that.
And
I just
and that, and I like Ethan. Ethan was one of the highlights for NXT for me. I enjoyed watching NXT just for Ethan's shenanigans.
But what happened to what happened to vignettes or him, at least coming out cutting the promo first. He just kind of did a backstage thing and then did a match that was interrupted by somebody else and focus got taken off. Like I don't think I just not how I would present a new person. That's how you present somebody you don't have plans for.
I mean, but we can say the same thing about Joe. Who's going to come out and interrupt Joe while he's singing?
Remember, I told you I didn't like that either. Just like Joe Hendry will be doing a concert next week. What? It should have been the whole, and it should have been like a surprise thing. And it's like, whoa, Joe Hendry's coming to Raw. This is a big prospect. Like that type of deal.
It should have just been somebody said his name and he appeared.
Right.
Like it normally is.
Or that, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those moves. And they did the same thing. Ricky Saints will be on SmackDown next. Like, what?
Yeah. When they said Ricky.
I guess they're trying something different. I'm not feeling it. I ain't feeling.
When they said Ricky, I knew, and they did the same thing with Blake. Oh, not you, but Blake Monroe, Mariah May.
She gonna be on SmackDown?
Yes.
Mm.
And I guess who is she gonna feud with? Tiffany. That's who
I guess so.
That's who should be feuding with Rhea, not JCJ.
Why so?
We know what Mariah May, Blake Monroe can do. We've seen it in AEW. We've seen what she can do with those Aussies. That English girl and Australian girl. She has good connection with those Australian girls. Toni Storm.
But you know what JC can do too, man. She's in a good position.
But I feel like I would rather see JC versus Tiffany Stratton and have Fatal Influence just kind of rule the mid card for 6 months before she gets JC.
Okay, I don't disagree with that. However, what I will say is this: I think off character, far as like for a storyline, I feel like JC compliments Rhea more than Mariah does, and I feel like Mariah definitely compliments Tiffany. You see what I'm saying? Like Tiffany's got the the whole like Barbie doll thing, and then Mariah May she's got that her whole similar character being
I would say they have very similar. She's a Barbie doll. She's the glamour.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it complements, and I can see how those things can contrast. So that would be a good storyline, especially for debuting like her first storyline to have. I think that'd be a good one. And same with JC and Rhea. While JC probably ain't gonna beat Rhea, it still is a good way to get her established on SmackDown.
I'm gonna say this. I feel like if you put Mariah versus Tiffany, you're setting Tiffany up to get booed. Because Mariah's better than her in every way. Every way as a professional wrestler.
You think so?
Every way her song is better than hers. Her in-ring is better than hers. Her character work is better than hers.
You think she's better in the ring though?
I think Tiffany does stuff that makes her look like she does flashy stuff, but her fundamentals are
Okay. I got you. So I guess, all right. And this is probably a mistake on me. My first introduction to Tiffany was that match she had with Becky at NXT.
Okay.
And I think I consider that to be like the standard for her.
So I want you to go watch Fallon Henley. So go watch Fallon Henley versus Tiffany Stratton. It's not the same.
Okay. And then,
Yeah,
and then she had the match with Charlotte, and while it had its issues, it still was good.
it was a good match.
So, and I do see things where some iffy matches with Tiffany, but like since my standard for it is so good, it's just like, all right, I know she could do better. That's how I think about it.
But she's in the ring with Julia's. She's in the ring with Becky Lynch,
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, Bailey.
Yeah.
Who's not? They are the veterans. They are the women that molded what NXT women's division is supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's like if she had the honor to wrestle Mercedes and she didn't look good, there's a problem. But if she did look good, we know who did it.
Yeah.
I feel like when you put in the ring with Jade, who leads the match? Nobody. It's just Botch City.
Yeah.
You know, when and she had good matches when she was in the ring with Chelsea Green, but Chelsea's been doing this for years, and we all know Chelsea's amazing. You know, and even though Shah's not here, shout out to TNA because TNA helped put Chelsea Green, Hot Mess Jess on the map. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
you know, Laura Van Mess, she was it. You know, when she was the hot mess, but she did crazy stuff in TNA. And she does crazy stuff for the WWE. But with Tiffany Stratton versus Mariah May, if that's what they're going for, Tiffany Stratton versus Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe is a bona fide star, you know. And like I said, hey, and I'm gonna say this. My two favorite young people on the women's roster, I always say Kiana James every day. And it's Blake Monroe. Because I know a lot of people hate on her for leaving AEW because she took a pay cut and she wasn't the champion.
And that is one of the reasons why I do want her to succeed, because I feel like ever since Toni Storm cut that promo where she was like, "You'll always be good, never great," AEW's like, take that as gospel.
They clipped that so much. And that makes me mad because let's talk about it. And this makes me highly upset. So many people talk about that they mad at you because you want to be a wrestler. And they're like, "Oh, but you want to be a wrestler." That girl said her dream was to be a WWE star, just like Stephanie Vicker. Not a wrestler. They wanted to be a WWE superstar. That's what they wanted to be. They didn't want to be a wrestler. They didn't say that. That's not the words that came out of their mouth. Like if I had the opportunity, if I was young and a foot taller, I would want to be a wrestler because I love wrestling.
So I usually have a problem with people that talk like that. Like, I want to be a WWE superstar. But when you are somebody that has worked in the indies and you've worked your way up, you doing what you want. I just don't like when people that has just like came through PC.
And that's all they did.
It's like, but if you did the work, like when Chelsea Green says that stuff, like people say, like, I want to be like the Miz. What's the problem? Like, you know, have you seen his house? Like if like nobody says something like that, I'm like, man, you in the wrong business. But somebody they done did the work. I don't care. Be what you want. Like you've done the work. Like I don't care. So
and that's why
I don't. Yeah, I have no problem with Mariah May feeling that way. Like
when Mariah May said it and when Stephanie Vicker said it, and they both had titles all over the world.
Yeah, like you know, who am I? I can't.
They made it. They made a decision like, hey, I'm not gonna settle for anything less. And if it doesn't work out for me, they can't say I never did it. And they both did it. But I do have a question for you. In that same breath, Liv Morgan has only been a WWE superstar.
All right, I love Liv. I will say this, but I was a little bit bothered in the storyline. Not bothered. It made me. It lost my support when. Like Stephanie was like, yeah, and like Liv was trying to defend it. I was like, no, she got a point. And Liv is one of those people that was like, I want to be a WWE person. That was her, that was her dream. But I'll give her credit for that. Like, she wasn't somebody who just got found and like as a model and given the tryouts. Like she said, this is what I want to do. I want to go here.
Yeah.
So I give her some points for that. Like it is what it is.
Hooters girl who went to the gym, worked out, and they're like, "Hey, she likes wrestling," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. And this is off topic, but I told a young man. He asked me. He said, "Why should I always go outside looking nice? Even if I have all the clothes in the world, sometimes I want to go outside looking like a bum." I said, "Brother, you never know when opportunity is going to come, and you need to always be ready."
I've never felt like that guy.
I've never felt like that either. Because he would always ask me. He said, "Why do you always, when you go outside, you wear a polo, you wear nice shoes?" I said, "I don't know who I'm going to see." He said, but you only going to the store. I said, I don't know. Everybody eats, brother. Let me tell you that right now. Everybody eats. Everybody goes out to eat. Even if I'm just going to grab a drink at Chick-fil-A, brother. Everybody
There's a
eats.
girl.
Everybody drinks. Everybody goes
There's
to
a
the
girl. Yeah, they do. And you just be at one time running into somebody, it'd be horrible. There's a girl I
store. Yeah.
met. No, there's a girl I knew from middle school, and
Mm-hmm.
like I see her like online. She is fine. I'm not here to debate it. I got a friend that he's like, that he's been obsessed with her since middle school, and I seen her one time. One time at a gas station. She looked horrible, and image has never like lost my mind.
It's never left. It's never
Like
left.
he will like keep showing me her like on Instagram. Like, dude, I seen her that one time. She looked
That one time is
she
okay.
she looked like a drug addict at the time. I just and the crazy thing is I wanted to like say something to her, but I was like, I felt too embarrassed. I was like, man, she looks messed up. I was like,
You were
I'm not
embarrassed
even
for
going.
her. Like,
Yes, and I was like, I'm not even gonna. I don't even want her to know that I seen her. Like that's how
the
bad it
only
was.
and so I think always be ready is something that you need to do because you never want an opportunity is not gonna happen.
You see Matt Cardona talk about that, right?
And when he said that, I was like, bro, that's so true. Like always be always ready is real. Like his
Yeah, yeah.
character name, his little nickname is real. Like but you do need to always be ready because you never know when an opportunity is gonna arise, and it might be the only time you're gonna get it. And I think with Liv, that's perfect example because if we talk about Liv, let's think about this: the Riot Squad and the Shield. The Shield worked out. The person that they wanted to be the star is the man in the WWE
hmm
right now. And the second man is the other man. And if Mox was still there, he would be a top guy as well. But in the Riot Squad, it was that whole thing was built for Ruby. And Ruby doesn't work there, works for AEW, had a baby, hasn't been seen.
Sense.
And Sarah Logan has been fired twice. Louisville's own Sarah
What about
Logan.
say? Yeah.
Portland, go get your girl. But anyway,
It's all good. She's back. She's back home doing what she wants, and that's living on a farm and hunting animals.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm surprised that the Viking Raiders have not been fired, but I think they're probably all going to move to Mexico because they're going to be stagehands for AAA.
Are they?
I don't know. They were on AAA shows. I'm just saying it. They've been on the shows for AAA. That's their most use other than getting squashed by Obafemi.
I think it needs to be discussed one day about like you talk about like WWE is the place you want to be. WWE is the top place to be at, but there also needs to be a discussion where like you can be hot somewhere, and for whatever reason, WWE can just kill that momentum.
Yeah.
War Machine people loved them on the indies. I mean, and when it was announced, people thought they was just gonna change the tag team division forever. And then they had the run on NXT. People loved
Which
them.
is
Like
good.
it still
It was
continued.
good.
They said that the love still continued on NXT. And then
War. We were
yeah,
all
like
chanting one.
yeah, and then they came to Raw, and then immediately play with their names. It just like it was like a slow like domino fall.
The Viking Experience. Why are they named the Viking Experience?
And they seem like two of the like coolest guys in real life, so I hate to see this happen to them.
Finally became the War Raiders again, but y'all
By
want a
the
job
time
to
that
over?
happened, by the time that happened, I think a
Everything was
lot of that
done.
hype had died down. Like there was still people that was excited that name changed, but it didn't rebuild the entrance that was there before. And that Oba thing, I don't know what the fuck that was about. Like why? There's plenty of people that whatever happened to just squashing local talent? Like whatever happened to that? Don't destroy a tag team, a big heavyweights, and then now you don't even take them serious. You could have just got Steve from New Jersey. You could have got a local guy to destroy like that.
I feel like if you're gonna eat some people, and this is nothing against them, but eat the New Day.
Come on, man.
No, and I'm gonna say this: without Big E, they don't have a big muscle man. And I'm not saying completely to dominate them, like go after them, clothesline Woods, clothesline Kofi. They push him Grayson Waller, and they escape, and he gets the fall from grace.
Why are we doing my guy Kofi like this, man?
Kofi's washed. We need to get Paige away from Bree. We need to get him away from Kofi. We need to get them oiled up and walking out together.
But I want in the future. I want us to find a way to save Kofi Kingston, man. This is a vet. This is a
Was he marry Kate? Save Kofi.
I love one. I'll say this: as corny as it was, I loved his vignettes for ECW.
Trouble in Paradise.
dude, it was corny, but it was like it was campy, but it was done right. Like it gave me that nostalgic '90s feel when like guys was debuting like a Razor or somebody. It was like, dude, I'm like this is cool. I want to see this dude. And then
Shout out to your Easter. You shoot your Easter button up.
oh yeah. And then I liked him in ECW. I liked him in Raw. I liked when he was getting that push with Randy. I don't like what happened afterwards.
Stupid.
I've always loved Kofi Kingston, man. And then Kofi Mania happened, and it was like about time. And then everything afterwards has just been like I don't know, man.
Did Kofi inspire your dreadlocks?
No, I will say I always wanted these. I will
Okay.
say the Usos inspired how I did them. Usos at the time they was having like plaits at the time, but the sides of their head was cut.
Yeah.
And at this time I had long hair. It had chemicals in it. It was relaxed. And the back was messing up. And I was just like, how about I just grow without the back? And then my wife's like, that sounds stupid. And I was like, Usos, they do it. She's like, that looks stupid too. I was like, no, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. And then years later, I didn't immediately get it, but years later, I did end up getting locks just on the top. And I was like, see? And then she likes it now. I was like, you didn't see the full picture.
So okay, so the haircut, and then there's just all the drop. Okay, I see the picture. I see it.
I had beef with my hair breaking off in the back, and I could have just regrew it, but in my head, I was like, no, I don't ever want to deal with it again.
So you did. So
I guess so. I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, technically, you could say that. So like,
it's a black man's mullet, but the mullet doesn't. That's fine. I don't.
And then now there's a lot of dudes that got locks like that. Oba has locks like that.
Yeah, Oba has that too.
Yeah, but at the time when I was saying it, nah, I don't. Only people that I can think of had something similar was the Usos.
You also have to think that the reason that Shawn Michaels had a mullet is because of the weird part in the back on the hair and the sides. So they said, "Screw it, I don't need it." That's the reason.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I look at Shawn in older things, and I look at his hair, and I'd be like, and there's certain times I can look and be like, dude, I can see where it was started.
Yeah. When I could see when it started, it was near when he came back after the back surgery, and he was
yeah,
and he was just coming, and it was when you could tell that he lost weight, he stopped eating,
and I
he
guess
looked thin, his hair was thinning with his body.
And I think that was what Elimination Chamber. Maybe that's why why his wife cut his hair. Maybe it was like trying to even it out or something.
Yeah,
I think that was but I don't think the public didn't notice it yet. So now it's just like, why do you have this weird short haircut? Like,
what is that? Your hair's supposed to be at least past your shoulder, Shawn.
Yeah, his wife had noticed something that the majority hadn't. She was trying to save him.
I'm going to say this to the late, great Terry Gene Bollea, Hulk Hogan, and to the very much alive Shawn Michaels. Turkey is real. Go.
But I've asked you this before. Couldn't he get a surgery for the eye?
Maybe
Shawn
didn't
do anything.
He got his knees replaced at least.
Yeah, he did. He got people hyped like he was about to do another match when he did that.
I'm pretty sure if they have WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, if that is something that's still a possibility, we're going to see him coming down from the rafters, and he's going to super kick somebody.
He's doing a match. Austin's doing a match. Rock's doing a match. Saudi's gonna pay anything they can get to get anybody.
They gonna
Bret Hart's making an appearance.
Shit, they're gonna have Nick Hogan dress up and you're gonna be your daddy tonight, brother.
They're gonna go all out, dude. Diesel's coming back.
No, that's one person I'm pretty sure, even though he's the enemy of the show, he's not coming back because he's gonna be like, I didn't want to sit on that plane and the catering was trash.
Why was he complaining about catering? You got money, go buy your own food. What are you talking about?
Go get something to eat. Nah, me and Shawn, I didn't want to drive. You could have just told Ken to drive. Shawn would have went for you.
Like, I hear people have been complaining, fans have been complaining about the ads and the match quality. Wrestlers have been complaining about how weird fans are, and Kevin Nash is just like, there ain't no damn food.
But I think, remember, Kevin Nash said, ain't no fan been man enough to tell him to shut up. Bitch, but I ain't seen you yet.
A lot of fans wasn't trying to fight nobody. They was just trying to be weird and not respecting privacy.
They just want to rape women, and
apparently dudes too, if you ask Booker T.
and men. Cara Jade, Booker T's in the bathroom. Shout out to Elena Black. I hope I wasn't there, but man, I hope that man is done
Oh
doing.
yeah. I did hear about that.
And
Somebody did challenge Big Vito.
I saw Vito place him well on that table.
So I don't know anything about that dude, but they said he goes around calling people like miss saying their name and then challenging them to a fight. So is it just like a funny thing or
I
what?
think
Like
it's
what
just
is?
something that he does, but I've seen him once or twice. I'm not sure if it's funny or if he's. I know it's just reviews, like kind of like the man who just goes to cons and bump into people.
I was about to say the dude who like
Yeah,
bumps in like weightlifters and stuff. Like,
yeah.
but they be in on the joke though, don't they?
No, Bobby Lashley wasn't. He was going to kill it, and then they had to tell him that, like, no, it's content. He's like, oh, okay.
Okay, I see. I wasn't sure because I've seen so much of it. I thought they was all in on it.
Not everybody. I mean, some people don't care about getting bumped. Especially you're going to go viral for something. I wouldn't care, but some people ain't in that mindset. They not there.
Yeah,
Bobby said he has a switch. He just doesn't turn it on too often. Maybe dude touched him.
I believe him.
And he switched it on, and Bobby's like, "Oh, impromptu! I get to hurt somebody. We hurt people." Was there, so he was ready. But I don't know.
Speaking of that, I think I seen a clip. West Side Gun had a skybox at the Mania.
They let it back go. They let him go in. They let him come to work. They let him go. They let him pay for a show. Doesn't even make sense. We'll take your money now. The fuck?
He's like the most disrespected like music artist wrestling fan because the dude pays good money for front row
all
tickets.
These things.
Like all he just.
But it's all because he has a wrestling company. If he didn't have a wrestling company,
Yeah.
They wouldn't care.
Yeah,
it's like if Tony Khan's like, "Hey, I want to go to Mania this year, guys. I've been to a lot of them." Oh no, why are you here, bro? We ain't gonna go to All In, So stop. Only person that owns a company can come is Carlos Silva because he lets us job out all his talent and then take them when we're done with them.
Dude, he was looking like one of those like cucks in a movie when he was just sitting there with the hat on, and NXT people was just taking all the belts, and he's just.
And Ariana Grace still has the Knockouts title now. Like I'm like, why does Santino's kid, who doesn't work for the company but her daddy does work, still have the title? That doesn't make sense. Like it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I do want to ask you this question. So a lot of people are saying FTKO, which I understand. But then on the other side, do you feel that this FTKO movement is going to raise the awareness of AEW, considering that at first a lot of people, especially in our chat, were kind of upset that Darby Allin has become AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But he's also putting on banger matches with people like Tommaso Ciampa on the other side.
At this exact point, no, I don't think this is going. This is one of those things where we just kind of like we were just talking about, like when Shaheed said, he's like, he's complaining about how he didn't like current storylines and stuff, but he's like, but WWE is my favorite wrestling company. People pay on average. People pay per person. People probably pay close to $1,000 that weekend. Just all food, tickets, and merch, and all people spend money out there, and they still at the end of the night at the post-show conference going fuck TKO. You've already spent your money, and so it's one of those. I don't like what you're doing, but this is all I know. I'm still coming back, and that's how I feel like things are. I think with AEW, I think shows like far as like coming into town, they might pick up some more extra people to come into their shows because they now a cheaper alternative to WWE. I just think naturally AEW just has to be in their own zone, be doing some cool shit, and then over time they just gonna draw people. I don't think it's gonna be like, I'm so mad at WWE, I'm about to go AEW right now. They had that run back in 2019 when they had that like, man, this sucks, and something new out, and they had, but I think the tide changed on that when Triple H was, announces, content, whatever, creative direct. I don't know what it is, but
we just gonna call him the COO.
Yeah. But I don't think that happened once. I don't think that's going to immediately happen again. I just think naturally over time, like kind of like how companies like Adidas, like Adidas was like, when I was in like middle school, Adidas was like number 3 out of the top shoe brands, and then like over time they just became like hot for a minute, like, when they had Kanye and stuff. Like, I just think it's going to be one of those things. Like, over time, AEW's going, like, they having a little weird period now, but like things, if they keep doing stuff like with Darby Allin. And that's another reason. Like, when we said somebody in the chat was having a problem with Darby Allin as champ, people in AEW loved it. If they continue just being organic and doing things that's just natural to AEW, it's going to create its own buzz and it's going to have its own. I don't think it'll ever be like a time where people just jump ship. I just think it'll be a time where it just needs more exposure to people that would like it. And I just think as long as they just keep going, um, and just keep producing content, the people are just gonna come. I think it's one of those deals. I don't think it's gonna be everybody jump ship from WWE.
Obviously, even as I say this, I know people that didn't watch WWE because they always grew up with Georgia Championship Wrestling and Jim Crockett Promotions, and the only thing left from that was WCW. And then I know people that didn't watch WCW because all they watched was WWF. And that's all they knew. They knew that here's Vince McMahon, and the faces changed from Hogan to Savage to Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. But it was still, they knew the lineage of that company, and they didn't want to change. And I think AEW is going to have that. There's some people, like, if AEW is around in 20 years, those people grew up with AEW and they've never lived in a world where there wasn't any AEW. And if that's what the wrestling that they grew up to watch, and they resonated with a person like Darby Allin or MJF or Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and so forth, they're going to stay there. Just like all of us, WWE's been around all our entire life.
And that proves with WCW. Remember, I've seen it, and I forgot which documentary I watched, but when WCW ended, people was talking about like WCW was getting this ratings, WWF was getting this ratings, and then afterwards, WWE's ratings was this. There's a certain amount of people who just disappeared, and that's my proof that like even like if WWE like just ended. Not saying I want that to happen, but if it just did, I don't think those people would just immediately just go to AEW. Like some people.
They wouldn't.
Some people just watch this show. They like this show, and like they might not be like hardcore necessarily wrestling fans where they just want to go see all other companies. They just like, man, this show comes on after I watch Law and Order. I'm sticking with this. And same with WCW. Like I watch TNT. I come in. I'm into this stuff, but like I don't want to go see what they doing on USA. There's a good number of that, but and I don't mean like AEW can never get to this level or not. But it's just like they can't get it just snatching fans from WWE. That's my thing. Like there is a number of those people, but like I think the time has ran out like on like the people they're gonna get from like stealing from WWE, they had that number in 2019. Now they gotta build new people elsewhere. Like it's just
I mean, they do. And hopefully I'm pretty sure they'll get some of these people from this purge that they're having. And I don't think the purge is done. I think we'll have another week of purge.
I think I don't want it, but I do think it. I do think there might be some more people. I don't want it, but
I don't want it at all. Yeah. I mean, Shaheed asked me. He said, "Oh, when they gonna let go of Ivy now?" And I was like, "Ivy."
Like, yeah, I don't even people I don't like. I don't like. I just let people's contracts run out. Just be fair businessmen and just do that. But damn, why is he on Ivy gone? Like, I don't want anybody to just lose their job. Like, I don't. There's wrestlers I don't like, but I don't want to just see them get fired.
I don't want anyone to lose their job because everybody needs to eat. Everybody needs to eat. Everybody needs to do their thing. Like Ivy just won a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
So shout out to Ivy for that.
Yeah, congrats.
So I look at it like this: Ivy is talented in the ring. I would love to see a group called a group of the Dungeon Dolls, like a group.
Where's her team at? American Alpha? Where
American Alpha? I haven't seen American Alpha. You mean the Creed brothers? Alpha?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Creed brothers. I haven't seen hopefully, I feel like if they want to send a group down there with a Grande Americano to fight the Americanos, original Grande Americano, why won't you give him his original group? Which is the Alpha, whatever they are. They're not the Alpha Academy. They're something else. But anyway, But American made. So give them American made.
There was a lot of team names, man. There was American Alpha. There was Alpha Academy. There's a lot going on, dude.
Well, Chad Gable was in all of them.
Yeah, and it was a weird switch because he left them to go with the Creep. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's American Made is the name of the group. So, but why don't you give American Made a Grande Americano, and then the Americanos, which is Pete Dunne, the European variant of the Americanos versus the American variant of the Mexicans, which makes no sense. But that makes it wrestling right there because it's as goofy as it can be. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they should send them down to AAA and NXT where Gable and Kaiser are beefing at. It seems it would make the most sense. So they can go. I like them as a tag team. I liked Ivy Now. I do like Ivy Now's in-ring work. I think she's crisp. I like her look. I would love her and Jordan Grace to team up. They're not really doing anything with Jordan. I think the tag team division is very dry. The Rhea, EO, and whatever they are gone. Obviously, the Kabuki Warriors aren't there anymore. With Kari missing, unless they're going to put Asuka and EO together and be like, "Yo, it's going to be a tag team now," which would be completely ignorant. Please rehire Kari tomorrow. Give her an email. Let's have her come back in a black mask like everybody else does. And the hoodie, of course. We can't forget about the hoodie. There's someone doing a crazy elbow. It's crazy, something. But I really feel like we need to be back to where wrestling with them makes sense, because it's not making any sense to me anyway, But everybody else that got let go, I want to see Zoe Stark go to AEW.
Honestly, I can see her in TNA.
I want her to get some money.
I mean, yeah. I don't.
She hasn't. They don't know her. I mean, I can see her going to TNA like Elena Black, but Elena Black wants to be in TNA because she can still do her extra content just with Ash by Elegance. They're both can, rub each other in icing and get paid tons of money, and that's fine. I'm not mad, but that's not what I don't see Zoe Stark doing. That. Who's paying for that? Who wants to see Zoe Stark rub icing on herself?
Especially if her husband's doing it.
I mean, somebody wants to see it. I don't want to see it. No, I know. You don't even want to see Lacey Evans.
Listen, man. She's not ugly. I don't know, man. Sometimes I see her and it just looks like this looks really Southern trashy. Like this is just
it's supposed to be. That's the gimmick. She's in cowgirl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it's in tune with everything with her. It's just like this ain't for me. But I did like her as a wrestler. I liked like NXT, like the Southern Belle gimmick. I loved it. It felt like a classic, like 80s, early 90s. Yeah. So
she was a Vince McMahon heel. She was a true Vince McMahon. WWE. WWF heel.
I think on main roster, there was too much. I don't know. It just didn't. I don't think it was her fault. I think it was just the way they was trying to shape her. It just didn't fit.
The woman's right. It was the finisher.
Yeah, like but her NXT yeah. I was all with that.
NXT her was good, but there's so many people that in NXT Shayna Baszler was money.
Man, NXT Bo Dallas was money.
NXT Bo Dallas, Bo leave.
Yeah.
But I am going to say, speaking of Bo, I want to say this, and I agree with what everyone says. The WWE exploited his brother's death, sucked the money dry, and then they said, you can go home now. We don't need you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Man, I think we got as much as we can get out this merch.
Yeah. If we want to do a tribute act with him, we'll just use Alexa.
Pretty much. And she was supposed to be with him. At least that's what, the rumor was.
And then the other rumor was that it didn't work for her brother.
She knew what was coming.
Yeah. She knew. I just got back. Y'all not getting ready to fire me. You got me messed up.
Yeah, she knew what was up. But I knew what was up when it happened. Like, even when I seen the crowd going happy for it, like, they just did a debut, and, like, that was it. And then the next week was a weird promo from Bo, and then they stopped doing that. And then, like, it was just, like, sporadic appearances. And it was like, you guys got excited from that Bray Wyatt stuff, and y'all just did this. Y'all had no real plans. Like, that's horrible.
And I'm going to say this. So having the two physically most talented people in there winning the tag team titles, which is Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, they won the tag team titles. But then on top of that, you don't have Rowan, who is the senior member of the team, doing nothing. He's wrestling Tala Tonga repeatedly. No other thing, just because they're both tall. And then Bo Dallas doesn't win anything. He doesn't go after any singles title. He doesn't make any statements.
He's stuck in there with them.
He's just there. He sits in the chair. He rocks. He has his brother's lantern. That's it. Nothing else. That's
They was
it.
just there to push Wyatt merch. But here's my thing about Joe Gacy. Two things. One, his strong suit was the
Talking.
promos and yeah, once you cut all that out, that was bad. And then two, if I'm a new wrestler and I'm looking at NXT things, and it's like, all right, we got NXT guys that come out and then like you don't do no with them and you cutting them. It's just like, is this even worth entering this system? Because Joe Gacy had what it looked like to be a promising future in NXT. Then y'all just threw him in something like, oh, you kind of like a Bray Wyatt guy. You put you in this. And then like you didn't even give him a real chance. And it was just like, what was all the time you spent developing him for?
And you
stuck
letting him
him in this
speak.
room.
And
It's just
the schism, and the only people really liked schism was for him. It isn't like anybody. The Grizzled Young Veterans, I mean, people like to see them wrestle, but they didn't really talk. Then you had
Yeah.
Ava, who that just wasn't that Ava was not her dad. So let's just keep it all the way 100. She's not her father when it comes on the mic or in ring.
That ain't the gimmick I would have put her in. Like, I don't know what that was all about.
Because that's who she is as a person.
I've seen like her social media. Like I see that she's into alternative stuff, but I don't. Like, I wouldn't put her in a horror movie.
I wouldn't either. But she picked. But you have to think. I think she had a little bit more free range, probably, than anybody else in the show with what she wanted to do and what she didn't want to do. And I think she was like, I don't want to be anything like my dad at all.
You're not as cool as your dad was.
Let's do something alternative where I'm like the alternative. Like everyone knows I'm Simone Johnson, but now I'm Ava Rain. I have one red contact, one blue contact in my eye. I'm edgy. I have on platform boots.
If she was smart and she could read the room, she would have sucked out all of the family influence she could. I would have been like, man, call me Simone Fatu.
No, I mean, she didn't. She wouldn't have had to do that much. All she had to do was say, "I'm Simone Maivia,"
or she could have read that. But I was just like, man, I see everybody in Bloodline. I'm about to tap into that.
I mean, but the only thing bigger than the Bloodline is her dad.
True.
Her direct father. I mean, if you're gonna go big, go home. Go with your daddy. Your direct bloodline. The man who
that is true.
But
I feel like I'd almost put you in a corner because that now wants like everybody wants to see you appear with your dad, and then he's super busy and you don't know when next time he'll.
But be a heel and be like, I'm the real Maivia. Talk shit about your daddy. Like she should have did Dom's gimmick before Dom was doing Dom's gimmick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That would have worked.
Like, fuck
then
my
that
daddy. He wasn't home.
That would force him to come because then he definitely would want to come and do some stuff with his daughter. Like
like, and he would say something. She'd give him a low blow.
Yeah. He'd be down for that.
And he would take a L for it. She give him a people's elbow. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Something like that. Like she would have got over. I think she can be. I think she can be bitchy. I think she
in
can
a video
be
of her and the kid said, "Hey, aren't you the Rock's daughter?" And she walked off.
Yeah, I saw that. I died. I was like, she's like, I'm more than that. Screw you, buddy.
It's a kid, man. It's a kid. What do you? Come on.
He don't know no better. He doesn't know any better. But she doesn't care, and that's how she. I think she gets tired of being told that. But it's also like when she took her girlfriend. She's like, "Hey, you want to go to the stables?" She's like, "Oh, you're going to the public stables?" She's like, "Oh no, my private stables. I've had this horse since I was 2." She's looked at it like, "What? That's not real life. We don't have horses." Owns a horse when they were 2 in a private stable and does polo for who has enough money to have their child doing polo competitions.
You think she quit because they fired her girlfriend?
I think she quit because they fired everybody that was gay.
You know what? Around that time, I do remember people pointing out that there was a lot of, and I guess I didn't immediately jump to that. I just thought like, oh, it was a coincidence there was some, but yeah, I could. And I do remember when she quit, she did do some posts. I don't remember what she said. It was F somebody.
F Trump.
Yeah.
It was the political choice that they made when Triple H started to spend more time being in the White House. And it was apparent that's what that was. And their front facing is we are Republicans.
But I mean, when the next person in the White House, which it's almost just the way everything's going, the next person is going to be a Democrat. When that happens, they're going to try their hardest to be buddy with them too.
And that's it's
just business. Yeah.
That's always been the WWE's mentality. It doesn't matter who's in.
It's just these people is giving him more attention than anyone else has ever done.
And that's because he's in the WWE Hall of Fame. So why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's
And
being
then Linda's a
celebrated.
part of his administration, and
Yeah, you're part of it. Vince is your friend, He was in the Hogan documentary, and all these things. So why wouldn't he be there, and why wouldn't they be there? But I understand why she couldn't speak freely. She couldn't go to a rally. She couldn't she couldn't donate to places that she wanted to donate to in her name. She had to do it, behind everybody's back and she couldn't be who she is. But when they fired her girlfriend, because remember they fired Sonya Deville around that time.
they did.
Everybody from they fired Shayna. The only one they didn't fire was the heterosexual one, which was Stark, who got fired this last time. So they let her go. All these people, they didn't let her go. Why? Because your daddy's on the board, so we can't technically let you go.
Yeah.
Because if we do, then your daddy's gonna be like, well, Hunter got to go too because I don't like his nose. Take Stephanie's podcast, give it to Mickey James. We don't need Steph, which might be a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I think Mickey's would be more entertaining than Steph's, and I love Stephanie, but I think Mickey's might be more entertaining than Stephanie's.
Stephanie's pod is like I don't know, when I watch clips, I don't watch the whole thing, but it always just seems like curious rich white girl asking questions. That's what it seems like.
I mean, it is very something. It's very odd. When hers with Saul Ruka's definitely made me be like, what's going on? I didn't know you were biracial.
Yeah, like that type of stuff. Like it's just
How did you not know she was she works there? Your husband didn't tell you? He knows her. Sean never stopped by. Hey Steph, she's biracial. Did you know? I didn't either.
I guess it's the I mean, she probably does know and just said it for the show.
I mean,
but it was. I guess the
why
idea
even
is
do it?
that she looked, you're white presenting. Like, oh, I never would have. And I think white people saying stuff like that may not. It doesn't look the same as like how black people would see it, type of thing. Like, like you discredited me, like, but like for them, it's like, oh, I thought you was one of us. And
But I mean, there's a list of white presenting people. I mean, when you see Kiana James, do you think mixed girl? Or do you think Italian girl? Something else?
Right.
You don't think mixed girl when you see it. I didn't when I first saw it.
Right.
Nice looking girl. She's a big girl. Hopefully, hope she goes far. But she's about racial. Now, when you see her mom, you're like, oh, okay. When you see Soul, you're like, oh, okay. There's a blonde girl. Another WWE cookie cutter blonde girl. That's what I think.
That's weird. I'm saying.
Don't hate on him. He has dreadlocks like you. Y'all brothers.
I think I had beef because I was like, I gotta find this dude, and then I found his Instagram, and then first video is him talking crap about peanut butter. It's like peanut butter should look like this, and I think I took that personal. I guess because I listen, man. I seen that because I guess he was right. He wasn't wrong. He had the real like liquidy like peanut butter,
and that's what it should look like.
It should, but come on, dude. I grew up as a poor kid from Louisville, man. I didn't know nothing about that. I know peanut butter that's thick, and I'm used to it, and I prefer it. And
I'm not stirring my peanut butter.
No, I'm not stirring peanut butter.
I'm not putting it in the refrigerator. They're gonna stay in the cupboard.
But I will say this: when I was in my phase of like trying to make sure I get like things as organic and stuff, I was like, "Well, I eat peanut butter and jelly. I want some organic peanut butter." And I picked it up, and I was like, "This must be expired. What is this?"
Why is it wet? Why is it splashing around in this jar? I get it, brother. I get it. But I mean, that's how it is, man. It is what it is, brother. But I get it. I get what you're saying. But man, her daddy don't bother me. She don't bother me. I mean, for the most part, I'm glad that
he's supposed to be a rock guy. He now sells real estate. That screams sell out to me.
I mean, Shaheed's a rock guy, and he's a tech guy that does a wrestling podcast and take pictures. Is he a
You know what? I actually wouldn't want to listen to his answer to that. I wouldn't want to hear his answer to it because I just know it's going to be comical.
Shaheed, even though I know you don't watch the podcast that you're a part of, I'll read the comments. I want you to teach my son how to play guitar. But that's a shoot, not a work.
Oh, dude.
That's a shoot. It's not a work. It's a shoot. But that's just how I'm sorry. But yes, he does. But I mean, sell out, he might be. But it could just be he grew up and he needed to make some money on a consistent basis.
Good. He's got a family, lives out, I guess they live out in California or something. I get it. But it's just like how do you go from hippie to
I mean,
working for the man.
his daughter looks like she's still a hippie. Even I think she's with Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate is on his epic run still, knocking down all the ladies.
Oh, is she? I didn't know that.
She's with Tyler Bate. You know, Tyler Bate had epic. He was with Liv for a little while too. I forgot who else he was with.
I've seen him publicly shoot a shot at Liv. I didn't know it went anywhere though.
It went somewhere. It was Liv. It was him and Liv, and then she went to Bo, and then obviously Bo didn't work out.
Which they was also real estate once again popping up. They was, I think, supposedly doing real estate together or something like that.
And her and Bo were doing real estate. Real estate's a big thing for wrestlers. You know, I mean, yeah.
So it sounds like it's like the after career for wrestlers that ended early, like just how like those commercials for Enterprise are for basketball players during the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, definitely true. Definitely true. But before I get off here, I do have one big question to ask you. At the end of the day, we had WrestleMania. We've all given our thoughts about it. But on both sides, we have our sides. We have the WWE, TKO, TNA, AAA side, and then we have the AEW, Indies, CMLL side, and New Japan. Also, New Japan just lost some Evil's gone, and some more people are gone and they're on their way to NXT. Where do you see the WWE heading? Do you see it's going to be in an uptrend? Do you see money happening? Or do you see people just stop watching wrestling? Or do you see people stop going?
See a mix of both. Honestly, the way TKO's handling it, it reminds me of like how any big company buys something, you know, like how like you know, like when Fox bought MySpace and stuff, and they do these, and when companies buy something and then they just start surcharging for things. And sometimes it might be like, man, this sucks, but man, it's what it is. Eventually, after stuff keeps going and going, and then listening to, you know, them talk of like, oh man, we don't listen to what fans say. Like all this stuff is going to hit a point where they look at these profits from like WrestleMania and they be like, we can continue charging what we want. People gonna buy it. They're gonna buy it regardless. We WWE. Eventually, it's gonna hit a point where people like it's gonna price out regular wrestling fans, and it's gonna hit a crossroads to where they're gonna either have to adjust or they just gonna be stuck in their ways, and then it's gonna hurt them. But that just really just depends on them. But everything else, I just feel like going up and down. I feel like some new people's gonna come in. Excitement's gonna go up sometimes. Excitement's gonna go down sometimes when TKO does something stupid. It's just gonna just continue going up and down for a minute. I don't. Rumor was they brought up ticket prices, so maybe that's gonna go a little bit lower. But there's other things that need to go on too. TKO is gonna have to stop shoving all these celebrities in. There's still some, ticket price. Like she's right, ticket prices ain't the only thing. It's just one of the biggest things. They gotta like what we seen. Come on, man. Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee. This was the main event of WrestleMania. We didn't need that, and it sucks that Pat took all that heat because outside of this, Pat was a beloved guy in WWE. So it does suck that that he was used that way, but that should be just shown. That's proof of why you don't need to be shoving all these celebrities in here like that. WWF was famous for using celebrities, but they did it in the right way. Cyndi Lauper wasn't challenging Hogan for the belt; she wouldn't interrupt in the main event. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
Like,
Ali,
just use people.
Ali
Yeah, like use people.
Mr.
but
T
don't.
wasn't wrestling Hogan for the title either. He was just
Right,
there
like,
in the
just-
main event.
So it's just like use people there, sure, but just be careful how you use them. Like, they can be involved in some things. They can, be a celebrity ring announcer or something like, what was that when Pam Anderson was there? She didn't get involved in those skits. She was just there ringside. Like, just don't do too much. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Pam Anderson was part of the winnings of the Royal Rumble that year.
Yeah,
Even though she's opted not to walk out with Shawn and to walk out with Nash.
Did she?
Yes.
What was that about?
Shawn was heel. It was because they.
Okay. I got you. Even though he felt like babyface in the Mania match.
Just because he was the underdog and he went from number one and all the way to the end, and Shawn definitely. It was convoluted. It was a convoluted time.
It was fun.
But we also have to think Flair was like number 3 when he won and the WWE title and the Royal Rumble at the same time, and Hogan cheated
Oh, did he?
Sid. He's cheated Sid Justice
Oh yeah,
out of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
win.
yeah, 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 yeah. He did.
Out of the win because Sid was supposed to win. But if we looked at it in kayfabe eyes, like, well, Sid would have
Right,
definitely
right.
just picked up Rick and threw him over the rope. It wasn't nothing said. So yeah, I mean, Vince's babyface and heel dynamic. Yes, the heel are the babyface. If he liked you, you were gonna look good regardless, even if you necessarily shouldn't or
Yeah.
should, and
Oh, and
those.
with Sean, I was talking about in the actual Mania match with him and Diesel. It felt like he was working babyface in that match.
But that's because he wanted to blow up Nash, which he did. I mean, I ain't blew him up,
Yeah,
running and
yeah,
jumping and coming
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Like, Nash, like, damn well, no, I'm tired. Well, and then he took the shittiest jackknife ever when he almost landed on his feet from the power. God, that's trash. That sucks. But man, to me, I feel like this. I feel like they're making stars. By that I mean Oba, Penta, the Fatal
Great.
Influence, and we didn't even talk about it. Jacob Fatu
Oh, I love
stepping up
that.
to Roman.
I love that promo. Yeah, yeah. He's like, you know what? You want a title shot too? He said, no, I don't want a title shot. I need it. I loved it.
You want to be Tribal Chief? I don't want to be Tribal Chief, but I want everything the Tribal Chief has.
I do think that was a lazy way to put the bloodline back together. He's just like, come on, man, I need y'all
Yes.
with me. And they're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They didn't.
This is
I need
at the end of that, and they're gonna get what they wanted initially. Solo was supposed to be Jacob Fatu. It wasn't supposed to be Solo. They're gonna get the bloodline. Jacob's gonna be the enforcer of the bloodline. The right hand man is Jay, and Jimmy's there because he's the best talker other than Roman of the group. I would say Jimmy and Jacob about equal on talking. Jay.
Jay thinks he is, but I don't want to call him garbage. I just think he gets real intense.
Then he loses his place.
Yeah. I feel like so when he gets mad, it does feel legit, but sometimes like the words kind of get all, while he's getting intense, he's losing himself. But I do think he thinks that's great mic work when he does.
What he really wants to say. First of all, he can't say what he really wants to say. Because he's like, you need to stop us, because we're coming out here. What he's going to say is, fuck you, nigga. That's what he wants to say.
Right.
That's what he wants to say, but you can't say those words on television. The other one, you may or may not be allowed to say, period, depending on the group that you're in. So, that's what he really wants to say. No, he can't say. So he's not finesse. See, here's the thing. Mad Roman has practiced to finesse it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when he was Mad Roman, when he was in the Shield, it didn't make sense. Yeah. He was almost the Ultimate Warrior when it came to sense. It was like, what? Stop. Go home. Just wrestle. Get a mouthpiece. And then when he got a mouthpiece within Paul, he became so good he didn't need Paul.
Which happened a few times with Paul. That happened with Brock too. One point where he didn't even need a mouthpiece. So I don't know if it's just being around him, and maybe I don't know if they might spitball promos together or something, or But it's funny, like Paul has that appeal where sometimes people being around him where they just get comfortable talking themselves, or maybe just watching him like, oh, I can do that.
But that's a good teacher. That's a good teacher. That's it's translating to actually make it where that person is self-sufficient.
Even though Brock, his second go around, was like, nah, you do the talking.
but we all know that. But Brock talking is like, fuck you, bitch, let's go.
Yeah. Which I love real that life stuff in UFC. I love
like Brock was the Mike Tyson of the UFC. Like he would just say some wild shit, and it worked. And it was him. And I was like, oh, if you could just say that in the WWE, you wouldn't need a mouthpiece. You would have everything. You'd have the character, the mic skills, everything. But he didn't have free range.
That get on top of my wife promo is.
Get on top of my hot wife. I was like, okay, say that. We know who she is, man. She's more at that time. She was more popular than you, buddy.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen her naked, Playboy cover girl twice. So we knew who she was. But I mean, I would think they're building Jacob to be in the bloodline. I think they're going to put the bloodline back together after Backlash. Jacob's going to take that enforcer spot. I guess the Usos are eventually going to win the tag team titles because it seems like they're going to be the heel bloodline. It doesn't seem like Roman's not moving like a babyface.
He's not.
Jimmy's saying these fools talking about the audience. These fools don't know what you need, good ooze.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just like let him be heel again, or if Roman just being like, I don't even want to try to be white meat babyface, so I got a good thing with this. I don't know what that is. I don't know if he's like I'm babyface, but I want to keep an edge just because I knew how they treated me when I was, or if it's just I'm just gonna be heel. I don't know. I'm not really sure where that is.
I mean,
where
I
it's
can't
going.
see him being babyface. His first feud is with Jacob.
Not only is it just with it being Jacob, but it was him trying to convince Jacob to not do it and just be along with them. I was like, that's kind of weird. Like you just beat CM Punk. You're now like in which arguably is like one of best, a top contender for one of the best Mania main events. And you congratulated him. That felt like a babyface thing the way he did. And then now you went back to like persuading your own cousin to not challenge you.
Be like,
He was
hey,
like walking up the rope. He was like, talk to him. I was like, what?
Talk to him, Jim. I'll talk to him, cool. I'll talk to him.
It's like that's not what the babyface champ does.
Well, we got that. We got we got that. They killed the Yeet movement because they got all these stupid team songs of the Usos saying it's just us, Oos. We together, Oos. Oos. Day one ish,
They wasn't sure, man. They're trying to perfect it, man.
The other one was a song. Then they went back and then they said, just go back and welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Stop it again. Stop it. Day one ish. Round them all up, knock them down like this. Okay, that's it. That's all you need to do. Just put the old song back on. Stop yeeting because you're not the yeet man. You just do yeet in your promos. You don't yeet. You come out through the entrance ramp. You didn't come through the audience twice. It's over. It's done. You're not yeeting. You just say yeet at the end of your sentence. Yeet. Go home with me tonight, Jada. Yeet. Yeah,
CM Punk tried to put that over though in his promo on Monday.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't me, it'd be Jey Uso here yeeting with y'all. And then they booed. He said, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Get with the movement.
I like to yeet. No, you don't. Stop.
He don't. I respected that him not letting them boo him.
He was like, don't dislike him because it's the yeeting is for the kids. But come on now, I feel like the kids got a guy. Let John Von Evans have them kids, man. He is a kid. But let Sol Ruka have the girls because she is a little girl. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're young.
I will say Roman should have came out of his hibernation or whatnot and challenged Jay. I think that would have did wonders for his championship run defense against Roman. It was like he was weird. He waited until that run was over with to pop back up, and it was like, all right, y'all ready to tag with me? We're going to Survivor Series, and it was like could have came out and helped your cousin.
But remember, the whole time he was like, you need to go win the World Heavyweight Championship. After he lost it. So he was encouraging, you need to go get the belt.
Yeah. But it was just like, and that's true. That is true. But I just felt like he would have did so much great if he would have came in and challenged for it.
It shouldn't even have been him. It should be Jay challenging Roman. Be like, I gotta prove myself, Oos. And the only way I can prove myself as a champion is to fight the greatest champion I ever met. And that's you.
Yeah.
Then is Roman gonna back off? Or Roman gonna say, at the end of it, you will acknowledge me? I'm pretty sure he would say at the end of it, you will acknowledge me. Then he loses, and then Jay's the man. That would have made Jay's title defense would have mattered.
He wasn't doing nothing. He was sitting at home. He could have did that match.
Well, now we're going to have just the Usos be there, and I don't see them. I guess they're going to win the tag team titles eventually, probably from the Street Profits. By the way, put the Street Profits back to that old theme. I hate to the second theme. When it was just cooler. Like, why they got the first theme again? Were they all happy? No, we want them a little bit of edge. We won't smoke. Like, I like that. That was cool. They came out in all black. The smoke was going on. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know the decisions because they do. This new WWE does a lot of changes with theme songs and like changing, made a new one, and then like 5 weeks later they didn't like it. They just go back to the old one and with no answer why. I don't know. I don't know why they do that.
I mean, I think
it used to be
they looking and they see if the fans
changes with and then there was a lot of things where they would just change things and be like, oh, CFOs did that, we ain't gonna mess with it.
Like, I think they made the right decision when they put Asuka's old theme back, even though they made a little tweak to it. But her old theme is better than the theme that she had after that.
And then there's people like Sheamus. People keep asking for his old theme, and then it ain't happening.
But they gave it to him. Then they took it back.
Did they?
Yeah, they gave it to him.
Okay.
Then took it back, And then people booed. They're like, wrong thing. But I think Sheamus ain't even on TV enough to matter. He doesn't stay on TV too long. He's
I don't
on
know
TV.
why though. I don't get that.
He's on TV for a month and he's gone.
It's like almost as soon as I actually started liking Sheamus,
He leaves.
He got hurt and then he comes back and then like they just don't show him.
I don't get it.
Like soon as he hit that strive where the when he was putting on the banger after banger, it's like I was like, oh man, like this dude's he's hitting his peak, and then W's like, I don't care.
I don't know what's going on with Sheamus. I hope he's okay. I don't know if he's injured. I'm glad he didn't get released, because if he's money and he goes to AEW, it's gonna be some bangers. We get to his
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because he's gonna bring that British strong style to them, and it's gonna be something that a lot of
I know people talk about. And I know people talk about like AEW being flips and stuff, but Sheamus' style it will work great with a high flyer, and you got a mix of both. Those two things complement each other.
Yeah, I mean, you put him in a Darby. Darby goes through some crazy stuff, and he just gives Darby a broad kick off the back of the head. Darby's is gonna look like money. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Him versus Leo Rush. You know me, I love me some Leo Rush. Yes,
I hate it, but I like Leo Rush. So I mean, I wish I want.
Did you
all
buy
the best
his album on iTunes? Then you don't like Leo Rush? Yes, it's out. He just posted it.
I've never said I've been a fan of his music. Like I've heard some songs, him mainly the stuff he's done with what's the dude that they used to work at WWE?
I know you're talking about Josiah. Him and Josiah.
Yeah, I've heard the tracks they've done together. That's cool. I think he's all right rapper. Like, all right. I think
Josiah's good. Josiah's good. I'm upset that they let him go.
But Leo, I think he's okay.
I mean, Josiah's good. He did Trinity's song. He did Taya Valkyrie's theme.
Oh yeah. No,
he made all
Josiah's dope. He's really dope.
Well, I don't dislike. It's just I think a lot of people don't have voices for rappers. Not that their lyrics are trash. They just don't have the delivery for hip hop. Swerve is one of them. MVP is one of them.
All right, so with Swerve, his voice is weird. And it's not even his same voice he uses in his promos. Like it's not a speaking voice. It's awkwardly deep. And just on like the mechanic side, like on like the technical side, like his song, his theme song, it's not mixed good. Like the other dude sounds good, and he just sounds like deep and weird and off-putting. MVP, well, he's got a voice like so I would feel like I would compare with like some like old like West Coast stuff, but with MVP, his flow is off, and he sounds a little, I don't want to say basic, but I say dated. Which he's an older dude. I would get it. It makes sense, but like when I hear him, like he's got songs with like other rappers. And like he always sounds like the weakest one.
I mean, he shouldn't be on there with it. He should rap with Shelton when he knows, because with Shelton, he knows he's gonna say out the fire verse because Shelton can't rap. And
but, he's got actual like rap friends like West Side Gun, Smoke DZA. Like he's got actual rappers he's cool with, so they'll do songs with him.
I could be friends with Silk the Shocker. That don't mean I can rap. I'm cool with you. I can't rap. I'm cool with Shaheed. I can't play the guitar.
But you're gonna if those people are willing to do songs with you, you're gonna do it.
I'll say no because I don't want to look like a dummy. I would say no. I would have.
Look at Brandy Rhodes. She couldn't wrestle, but she had access to it, so she did it.
So she did it. Yeah. Well, look at Jelly Roll. Look at Pat McAfee. And I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not going to even say Pat. He had, but no, I am going to say Pat. Pat had good matches with Gunther and Adam Cole. Amazing wrestlers. You had good matches with Gunther and Adam Cole. They're amazing wrestlers.
I already went with Austin Theory.
Okay, it's somebody else who carried you. All these people carried you. And then you had
the matches with Baron Corbin. I don't remember if they were good or not. Even though I've seen one live.
He carried him. He carried him. Another person carrying you. Baron Corbin.
You don't think Pat's good?
Have a match.
Get a match with Vince McMahon.
Okay, so that shows how bad you are, because Vince McMahon is horrible. Vince McMahon is horrible.
Vince more than anything. He was trying not to hurt that old man.
But I mean, okay, Vince is horrible. but has Vince ever had good matches? Yes. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan, Vince McMahon versus The Rock. Vince McMahon had good matches.
They had Shawn Michaels match.
And Shawn Michaels.
Man, so it's good.
But you look at all those people. When we say the best on the average person's Mount Rushmore, all those people own it.
Yeah.
Every one of them. But maybe not for the same reasons, but they own it.
I mean, he had some with Zach Gowen did.
That man got one leg, but he was still a better wrestler than Pat
McAfee?
McAfee. Come on now. Like, that's Zach Gowen's full-time job. This is this man's weekend hobby. No, you can't put that on there.
It almost became his full-time job. Him and Barry Corbin was going to go to wrestling school together.
Well, he became a punter, and Bishop Dyer, Baron Corbin, became a professional wrestler and a pretty good one. I like Baron Corbin. I like what he's doing on the indies. I think he did. He had a match on Ring of Honor, and hopefully he'll get signed with AEW.
Yeah. Hopefully he does. He's a good dude. I do want to see him on somebody's TV again. You see that thing on Twitter with him?
No, I didn't.
I forgot. It was somebody's weird wrestling take, and he went in there and said his opinion, basically in a professional way, telling him to shut up. And somebody's like, I ain't gonna listen to you. You're a Baron Corbin fan. Because his profile picture was him, and he had Bishop Dyer as his name. Because, and he's like, him. I am Baron Corbin.
Yes, I did see that. I didn't see those, but I saw him tell the story. I was like, oh God. They didn't even know that he was him.
No,
how could you do this? I mean, but that just shows but that once again shows that so many people just watch WWE. They don't watch nothing else. They don't watch the indies. They don't do anything. Speaking of indies, before I do get off of here,
okay,
are you going to OVW Thursday?
I'll be at work. I want to be there. Are you gonna be up there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be up there.
I guess depending on what time I get off, I'll see. I'll hit you up. If they still got something going on. What time does it start? Like 7?
They say 6 to 9, so be there around 6, and they're gonna do it till 9 o'clock.
See, I'll be getting off about 9, so I guess I'm not.
But if it goes a little over, I'll definitely let you know, brother.
Yeah, and then usually it's like some OVW. One, they taking down the ring, just people hanging out, and so I don't know. I might try to see what's going on.
But yeah, that's all I have, brother. You got anything?
No, man, that's it.
All right. Well, you lead us out of the ring, brother.
Yeah, man. That is. Hope you guys enjoyed our show. We went on maybe a little bit longer than what we planned. But you guys are nerds. You have nothing to do. You can watch all of this. But yeah, man. In these dark times, hopefully this was a spark of light for you guys to enjoy. Life has pressure on you, but I don't want you to tap out because this is your rope break.
Yes, sir. Remember, shots fired in the White House. Peace, guys.